Welcome in everybody, welcome back. As you can see, we are back with a brand new look. And we're here trying something different today. We shall see how it goes, see if we get anyone in, and go from there. So today we are going to play Anonymous Hacker Simulator. I have played it before, so that is it's a little bit of a spoiler alert, as it were. Like I say, I have played it before. It's a game that I really enjoy playing. So I'm going to start from the beginning so you guys can see everything what I'm doing. And I'll try and explain it the best I can as well. Because it can get quite technical. So we're going to start a new game. We can do select just so it gives you some hints as well, so that we can go through them if we need to. So it's not the easiest game in the world, but it is fun. At least I find it fun. So hopefully you guys will too.
To gain entry into our collective, you must demonstrate your proficiency through various gigs and ascend the ranks. Now consider this your warm-up challenge. Do you think you have what it takes to hack your neighbor's Wi-Fi?
So the first thing I am going to do...
In the vast expanse of cyberspace lies the underground web, a realm where hackers converge, communicate, and find lucrative gigs. It's the gateway to hidden opportunities.
I'm going to turn the music off. Just for the fact that I don't know if it's copyrighted or not. So I'm going to turn the music off, which is a shame because it's got a banging soundtrack. Okay, so first thing we need to do is access the laptop and navigate to the underground web once you're there. Accept the new gig waiting for you. Okay, so we're going to go to the underground web.
Once connected, you'll discover a multitude of tasks that will test your skills and showcase your hacking prowess. These gigs will propel you within our collective.
Okay, so that's the idea. We want to sort of just build ourselves up, get ourselves known as a hacker. And the more jobs we do, the more money we make, the more we can upgrade our computer, etc, etc, etc. So gig servers are primary means of earning money and building a reputation. There are two types of gig you can explore. So main gigs, which pushes the storyline. So it does have a storyline, which is a bit strange because a lot of hacking games don't have a storyline. There'll be a number of missions put in there that are connected, but not really a big storyline, whereas this one has a massive storyline that runs all the way through it. And side gigs, they provide broader opportunities. So the side gigs, you can make more money. It's about testing your skills, that sort of stuff. So when selecting a gig, you'll be presented with a list of steps in order to follow in order to make progress. Now you can turn them on and off. I like to have them on because sometimes I found that it used to, I don't know if it is since it's been updated, but it used to glitch out. So you would do a step and then it wouldn't register that you did that step. So you kind of have to wait for it to catch up. So some steps may include a command. So in this case, aero dump. Indicating you must use the terminal on your desktop to execute the specific command. Alright. So we are going to do trial by Wi-Fi. It comes up automatically and it's here on the side. So, like I said, we can close it. First thing we're going to do is open our terminal. So terminal's where we're going to do most of our main work. Alright, and it gives you different colours to do different things. Like the real world, tab button is going to allow us to auto input what we've been typing. And arrow keys are going to allow you to go backwards and forwards. Alright, so we're going to be in there, and the first thing we need to do is to find out, no, I'll leave them on actually. The first thing we need to find out is, are there any Wi-Fi networks in our area? So we're going to do an aero dump. So what an aero dump does is it scans the area and it tries to find a Wi-Fi that we can connect to. So in this case we've got this one that's come up. So we're going to do an arrow run. Okay, now channel itself tells us here is channel 1, so we have to type CH to let them know it's 1, and then we can do the BSS ID, yeah, which is this number here. So we just copy and paste that and paste, and we just check everything's right. So we've got channel 1, which is here, channel 1, BSS ID on that one, so we're going to enter that. Now it says be sure to include a space after flags. Well, I did that. As you can see, I did that. There is a space, so we'll just copy it again. I knew it'd say that, and it wants a space, so it helps if I type tech 1, enter. See, now it's come up. See, this is what I mean with having these on. It makes life a bit easier because it's going to show us exactly what we need to do, and then we need to have a space there. So everything needs to be white essentially. See, but once that turns white, everything else turns grey. So you have to kind of play around with it till you get it. See, it says here again, wrong parameters. Make sure to include a space after flags. For example, correct is CH space 1, which we did. So CH space 1. Okay, and then we will try this. And it's still telling us the same thing, which is really bugging me now. Because now it won't let this one turn white. Let's try that. Nope. Okay, let's turn down the timer and let's try this again. Error dump. Error play. Sorry, error run. That's my fault because I didn't type everything in. So arrow run. Okay, space. Type CH channel space 1 space dash BSSID space Control C, Control V. There we go. It worked that time. Don't know why it didn't work before, but like I say, sometimes it doesn't work. Okay, so we're now connected to that Wi-Fi, kind of. Well, connected to the network. But what we need to do is make sure that we can get in there and stay in there. So we're going to run the deauthorization. Okay, so we deauth, and then we add the BSSID again. Or is it the station? I think it's the BSSID. Yeah. So we're just going to send this through now. So the authorization code, it's essentially giving us passwords and stuff. There we go, and it's handshake, so we're actually connected to it now. And then we can arrow crack. Yeah, and we'll use this cat file here to do it, because that's what it's come back as. We test all of our keys. So essentially the cap is a word list. It's going to come back, give us all the information we need. So we're just going to test all those keys.
To proceed with your next objective, you will need to acquire additional software. Navigate to the underground web and launch Hackify to purchase Nmap and Metasploit.
So Nmap and Metasploit are real tools used in the real world. Obviously these games are for education purposes only. Okay, so we have both of those now. Harvester's a real tool. What else? Burp's a real tool. John's a real tool. These are all real brute forces. These are all real brute forces. These are all real attacks. We'll use Credential Harvester a bit later. Excuse me, a bit later on. These are all real malware. Not so much credit cards or accounts. Okay. I like to close my terminal after each mission unless it's not necessary. Okay, so as we progress through the game, we can make choices that will affect our moral alignment. So either we'll be good, bad, or neutral. I don't think it matters too much. But it does tell you whether you're a grey hatter, white hat, or black hat hatter. For those that don't know, black hat hacker is the underground guys, the guys that sort of sit at their computers all night breaking into things. A grey hacker is, or grey hat hacker is somebody that sort of straddles the lines of being illegal or not. And a white hat essentially are penetration testers, guys that are paid to do it by legitimate companies. Okay, so this is where it gets fun. So we're going to leave our apartment. He says if you can press the right button. We're going to leave the apartment and we're going to go downtown now. So there are different locations, which is kind of cool. And we're going to... do I want to do the optional one? Yeah. So if we go over here, we've got S400, which is the ID. Okay, so what we're going to do first is going to just go to the megaphone and tell these guys to shut up.
Attention! This is a public announcement. The party on this rooftop needs to come to an end. Please turn off the music and disperse peacefully.
So they're having a very loud party, but
Oh,
obviously I've
look.
turned the music off.
Who's playing Rooftop Cop now? You sure you're at the right party, Grandpa?
I said turn off the music and end the party now!
Sorry, mate, I can't hear you over the groove. Let's pump up the volume and make this night epic.
Okay then. Yeah, so like I say, they're having a party, but we've turned the music off. If I turn it on for a moment, you'll see options, music. So they are having a party, but like I say, I don't know if it's copyrighted or not. So we can go in here now. We've got an optional file here, so we can actually put in some malware. So control circuit exe. Okay, so is our malware on here? So it looks like we've already got this control circuit malware. Do we want to use that? Let's see what happens. Circuit control.exe. It is case sensitive, I keep forgetting that. No, we don't have it. Okay, so we can ignore that. There is a way of doing it, but to be honest, these are early ones, you don't need to worry about that. It doesn't count towards anything, as far as I'm aware. So, we're going to run an nmap. So an nmap is going to tell us everything that is connected to that computer. Okay, it's going to give us a breakdown of that computer. So as you can see, we've got an open port of 20 on an FTP server, and it tells us it's most likely vulnerable to an FTP bounce attack. So that's exactly what we're going to do. So we go to our been a long time. FTP brute attack. So we need to find our FTP, which is server, and it's version 1. So we've got version 1 here. We're just going to purchase that. Okay, I'm going to close that. So now we can use it. So we use, okay, so we're going to use -x FTP bounce attack. So we pop that in there. Yeah, and then we do version, and it's 1.0.0 IP dash, and then we type the IP address in. Oh, I'm reading the wrong numbers. 76.43. So this is going to essentially send an exploit and attack the target system that we're on. Okay. Now during what we do on the computer, we can get credit card details and stuff like that, and then we can steal their money basically, which is quite fun. And then we're going to upload files as well. So here's our DJ broadcast, but what we are going to do is we're going to delete that file. Yeah, and then we've got one here that is called animals. Where is my animals? Right, Spanish logs. No, I've got to find it first. Upload. There we go. And then here we just type upload, because we've got our upload in a different file. And we're going to send that. If we come off of the computer, I'll put the music on. It might not play because of music. And we'll just exit that. We'll come away from our computer. And then if we...
What the hell is going on? Where is my music? Shut it down! Party is over!
Good. That will teach these morons not to disturb the public in the middle of the night. Head back to your apartment and complete the new gigs that await you.
And then we're going to head in back to our apartment, and we've got some new gigs waiting for us. So the plan is to do a couple of missions today, see what the response is like, and then go from there. So we're going to come back in, drop in here, back to the underground web, and we're going to do our Grades of Chaos. So Grades of Chaos is one of those, excuse me, is one of those gigs that you would find a lot of people would sort of do in games. So we're going to change the grades of someone basically. Enable user as a true. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so we have Twitter, which essentially is Twitter, and we get a lot of our information from here. It's like, that's because I haven't used capitals. So we are doing some social engineering here. Why is this saying search for Austin University? Why is this now not working? Let's copy that. Paste. There we go. I don't know why it doesn't like you typing it. Okay. I forgot what I was saying. Anyway. So we get a lot of our information from Twitter. We can get it through email. A bit later on in the game we do some phishing. So what we're looking for is a target's email address. Alright. If we look back on Underground, it says unleash the power of advanced penetration tools. Oh no, that's not the right one. Hack into Austin University, proceed to manipulate students' gaze, causing chaos and mayhem across the campus. It doesn't actually tell us who it's from. Alright, but we need to find the target's email address. So if we go through all of this, there's only one email address, which is here, James. Alright. So, we're going to just sign into our email. Yes, okay. And interestingly, we need to know something about James here. So if we copy James's email address, first of all, and compose, what we need to do is to get data. Alright, so we need to get data files from James's email and computer. But in order to do that, James, we need to send him a subject line. Now the subject will automatically populate in email, and this is phishing basically. And if we look at his Twitter, it says introducing our new AI powered grade system, enabling students to improve their grades in pinpoint areas of enhancement. Okay, so creating waves in research and making a positive impact. A new dynamic era. So I would say we probably want something to do with technology. Or we could give him a report. So maybe the report would be good, or a meeting. So what was some Q1 team's remarkable progress of revenue. Well, what's the university? What's the meeting say? I hope you're doing well. Important. Discuss our current project. So this could be a good one to send potentially. So we'll try it first. We'll do that and we'll send it. Then we have to wait a couple of minutes to see if anything comes back. Sometimes it will, sometimes it won't. Sometimes we picked on the wrong thing, but in this case, we were right. A meeting with James. Okay. So user security has been compromised, leaving them exposed and susceptible to subsequent cyber waves. So it's got two files here. Okay, so we've got Austin Grades text 1. So we're going to download that. And then it's download this one as well. Now we need to have a look at both these files. And as you can see, some of them, well, in fact, they're completely different, aren't they? Because look, this poor guy's got F's across the board. So we don't need .2.dext. And send the desired file to Austin University. Okay, so now we're going to go into our terminal. Which I thought I'd mention. And we're going to go send. And then we need to put this file name. So we do that. -F. So that one, -host, and we're going to send it to austinuniversity.edu. Make sure we got our space in there. And we send that off.
Seems like you've got the hang of it.
And we're done.
There are more gigs awaiting you. Complete them, and you'll soon be ready for your first major assignment.
So now we've got 3 new gigs to do that we can do sort of in any order. Let's have a look what we've got at the bottom. Tom the Tat Dude, a popular streamer, is known for throwing shade at an anonymous gig on Twitter. Target him with a sophisticated phishing link, open his Epic Lames account and sell it on the marketplace. So essentially with this one, we're going to sell some poor guy's Epic Games account. Infiltrate Intel's main servers, which is hosting the presentation for their highly anticipated 18th generation CPUs, upload a virus and execute shutdown to cause a significant delay in their announcement. So with this one, we're going to shut down a whole presentation. And then this one, gain access to the Balloon de Floor magazine awards and disclose the recipient of the best player award. So with this one, we're going to let information out beforehand. Alright. So we'll do one of these and then we'll call it a day today. Which one shall we do? Which one is the easiest? Okay, we'll do this one. Okay. So, we go to Twitter, because this is essentially our internet. And we are going to look up Etienne Dubois. Obviously, we want to take out the underscore. Okay, so we've got no user found on there. Okay, so that would be where we normally start. However, being the hackers that we are, we have a tool called Harvester. Okay, and that way we can just copy and paste that name in. So harvester is, I've got to cook harvester first, or buy harvester, sorry. It would help, wouldn't it? Let's buy harvester, yeah, okay, now let's try that again. It would help if I actually had the software. So harvester's a real tool that we can use in the real world. That will try and find information on someone, and it basically goes through and it will search every account linked to a set number of accounts to it, listed with that name, and then we just have to find out what we've got. Now in this case, extra info found is 1. It hasn't found any IPs. Well, it says it hasn't found any IPs, and it says it hasn't found any email addresses, so that's fine. However, we do have some information that's come through here. So now we have to have a look through and see what we've got. So internet CEO of Balloon de Fleur. Let's have a look. 320 fresh design in an up and coming magazine. So that's been protected, that IP. Okay. Just caught the latest match. Okay, these athletes continue with dedication and skill. Digital platform to offer a more immersive information experience, from in-depth players' profiles to interactive quizzes. Okay. Dropped by an art exhibit, artists bring in mad feels with their creations. Okay, well that's protected. Visited an art exhibit and marvelled at how artists convey emotions throughout the work. Much like athletes expressing themselves on the pitch, creativity knows no bounds. So we've got 3 different IP addresses completely. So now what we need to do is check each one out. So we'll start with this one. Because we're not 100% sure which one it was him. We'll see what's on this one. So we've got essentially a database that is closed. Could we brute force it? Possibly, but let's have a look at the others, see if there's anything open first. They're probably all going to be closed. So this one's open. NetBIOS. Okay. We'll have a look at this last one as well. And this one's closed as well. Okay. So that's normal, that's normal. However, this one here is a database. We can tell that by the port. So let's try with our RDP brute force first. So let's go to Hackify. Brute force is a system. And it's version 01. So let's just do that. And let's see if we can use that. So we're going to use X. We're going to use that one. On there, version 1.0.0.0. IP, and we go back up to the IP address. We get that. Let's see what this does. Okay, so that's clearly not it. It's not letting us into that one. Okay, so let's try something else. Eternal Blue 1.0.1. Okay, start there. Let's get the IP address for that. Okay, so we're going to use eternal. As you can do, you can just do that version. It gives you the next bit. So 0.0.1, and then our IP. Let's see if this comes up with anything. And now we're open. Okay, that's fine. Oh look, so we've got some credit card details. So what we can do is open our notepad here. And we can download that file actually. It's easier. And now we have this as well. Oh look, Cristiano Ronaldo. So we're going to download that, close that, and disconnect because we don't need to be on there anymore. And then we just send F. What was the file name? We can go to our file browser. Logs, uploads, malware. Where's it gone? Oh, we did have malware. Oh. Files. This one. We can go to this one. This one. This one. Tab. And then we want to send it to Talk Football News. Enter there. Enter. Done. Nice and simple. So, I'm going to leave it there for today. I only wanted to really test to see what the gauge what it was that people were happy with seeing or not. So I am, like I say, going to leave it there. We've got some new news come through. That's fine. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If so, please give me a shout, give me a follow at some point. We are going to raid out because that's the sort of thing that I do. I'm going to raid out to... No, not you. Where's my channel gone? Back to my channel. It helps if I have the right thing and the right person. There we go, that one. That's help. Right, we are going to raid out. We are going to raid. Where is the person? We are going to raid the lovely Montana. Because Montana is amazing. So we're going to raid Montana, and hopefully we will see you all again soon. Bye.